It's a lot of energy that goes into these things. You know what I'm saying? I thoroughly enjoy your work. I admire your work. I watched a bunch of your podcasts. You had this one with John F. Thomas. I thought was a very good episode, and I was just like, I think I definitely wanted to get in and have a conversation with you at any point if I had the opportunity to, but we just couldn't line up. We
Yeah,
just couldn't
that's
line
true.
up, and I was like, I hope he doesn't think I hate him or something. Like I don't not take it serious. I've just been busy.
I know.
And
I
life.
I don't mind them, sending me a message saying I can't make a certain. I guess I was supposed to have an interview yesterday, but uh, a day or two before they said they had to cancel. So that I like that.
Mhm.
But when I'm just waiting here and then waiting, an hour goes by and then they don't show up, and then I send them an email and they say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, this happened or that happened." Well, can't you let me know? Because what if I decided to interview you on that day and didn't, it's just, anyway, no big deal.
Well, I thoroughly apologize from my heart of hearts,
Yeah.
Chris. I think your show is great, and I'm
Oh,
sorry for wasting your time, like
thanks,
bad times.
man.
It's only been like twice. It's been like twice. One of them times, though, in my
I really
defense,
appreciate it.
it was a time zone change. But yeah,
Thank you so
nevertheless, I
much.
apologize as well. So I came to bring some
Really
vibes
appreciate it. Yes.
today.
All right. Well, welcome to our interview with Nigel Sensei Sandridge. I'm about to say sandwich because I'm hungry.
They've been doing this since I was a kid, man. It wouldn't shock me.
Now, Sensei is a dynamic and multifaceted visual director. He is also a graduate at ARU's MA Film and Television Production course and has recently completed his MBA. And we're talking about MBA, not NBA. He's not a basketball player. Just
Not just yet. Not just yet.
now, he also co-founded NoMargins Media with Erlato Calini, a company dedicated to working with artists and creatives on a range of product projects. Known for his work on Luey Northern Phallic Symbols, Marlonhil and Mustaq Ali Doom 2023, and Tae Hawfa No Dap 2024 this year. Nigel brings a wealth of experience and a unique perspective to the world of visual arts. Let's dive into his journey and insights. Welcome, Nigel, to the onstage. We're very happy to be able to speak to you today.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thanks for having me on, Chris. It's an honor to be here. Just call me Sand for the duration of this interview. It's easier flow. It'll roll off the tongue. You fight it in Sensei.
I love it, Sand. We're going to call him Sand.
You fighting for your life on this Sensei. So just
Can you go back to the beginning, where you grew up, what it was like as a child, and what made you want to get into film, music?
yeah. So um it all started on a stormy night in December. But no, in essence, I would say I grew up with two brothers, two sisters, big family. I had a single mom. She worked very hard to give us opportunities. We probably fumbled a lot of those opportunities because we was like stupid kids. But like, I always kind of like can say that in my life I was taught to be different or just try other shit and to not kind of fold into the mold or what everybody else had going on. And I think you kind of learn that when you don't got a lot, which I'm gonna say grateful for, right? So with that being said, I think I just always kind of wanted more. I just aspired for more. I always saw more. I didn't know what the hell it was. Couldn't even tell you. I still honestly can't even tell you what it is. But yeah, I just always had that drive to try different things, see different things. And you know, when I was like getting to the age where it was time to leave home, I didn't really know what I wanted to do or what I wanted to be, as every kid does. And it's like I grew up in an area where not necessarily everybody was getting the most opportunities where there were kids who were. Everybody wasn't getting those same opportunities to go and like, see what they wanted to be about. And I was one of them kids who wasn't getting them opportunities. Or if I was, I wasn't, fully taking in what it could be. So I joined the military. What's the smartest thing you could do for a kid who's smart but don't want to be smart? Join the military, I think.
Wow. Thank you for your
and
service.
thank you. I appreciate you. But yeah, that just allowed me to kind of go around the world and see different things, meet different people, be in different rooms. I got to find out what I fucked with and didn't and what I did love and what I wanted to do and what I adored. And I got to do that by being in all these rooms, meeting these different people, seeing these different lifestyles, seeing how we're different, how we're all the same, getting like figure out that algorithm, like that nice little juicy algorithm of life is. And I think in that is where I probably found learning how to be creative, because I wasn't creative until I was like 25. I don't think, to be completely honest with you, I probably like did a little here and there in life and stuff, but I wasn't like I wasn't a dedicated artist. You know what I'm saying? But I learned that discipline in the military to be dedicated enough to putting myself out there and trying those things. And I think that's what kind of willed me into being artist. You know what I'm saying? To put me out of my comfort zone. I learned photography there. I learned how to do my first videos, which where I learned that I liked artists, which is what made me go to film school, which is what made me start my own company, which is what made me go to business school to figure that out, which is what made me go back to the art because that's what I want to do. It's a whole full circle, bro. Like that's the route. That's the route as I could conceive it for you, Chris.
So your time in the military has given you all these experience that allows you to start your own company, the visual arts company called NoMargins Media. Now, can you tell us what did you study at ARU and what have you been up to since graduating?
Okay, so I studied film and television. Uh Went to film school. I was like fresh out of like the military and stuff. I'm doing film school. This is creative, it's different, but I didn't know how to fit in that groove. I wasn't used to like that lifestyle. The people were different. It was a different country. I was having a hard time molding in. Got scared. Went to business school so I could be like, okay, well, at least I got like a good degree just in case. No disrespect to the film school degree. But I was thinking that. But then by the time I got there, I really like kicked in, like it all resonated from what film school actually was for me. And I was like, fuck, I'm here now. I don't want to be here. I want to be making films and doing
Hmm.
videos and doing all that artsy stuff. And I, in essence, just decided to go back to that and just really business this shit up. Like, the thing I realized what was the difference between a successful artist and a felon artist was the ability to make yourself a respectable brand in business as well. You know what I'm saying? And I learned that from going to that business school because like it's only about as much as you willing to put into what you're trying to create with a process. You can't just like when I was just in film school, everybody's a stupid ass idiot to a degree. Just in we're all smart enough to be here, but we're all dumb enough to think that your stuff is just for you and that you're just doing it because you're so free and so artsy and this and that. And it's like, yeah, that's a key aspect, and that's what makes us stand out, what makes us different. But you got to know how to push yourself, how to market yourself, how to, put yourself in these rooms. Like I just decided that when it came to doing this stuff, that I was going to actually be the purveyor and do the thing, as opposed to like just kind of waiting for somebody to pick me. And that's why we ended up starting No Margins.
Yeah, I was reading somewhere where I read it that you were a visual director with knowledge on a little bit of everything creative. I've lived 1,000 lives already. Can you explain that part? I've lived 1,000 lives already.
Yes, yes, I can. I've lived 4,001 different lives. Like, I like to believe that, life is about the good old fashioned side quest, just going off, doing things, getting inspired, taking from them, and then going about your life like it never happened. Um, so, with that being said, you know, every journey ain't no like one directional route. Like, if you want to be the best director in the world, you don't just go straight there. You got to do everything else. And I just kind of always have been one of those people who's done a different thing. Like I can go to a salsa class and figure that out, or I will go and be in the military, or I will go and be a personal trainer, or I'll go be a pizza boy, or I'll go be a mascot, or I'll go be an actor, or I'll go be a director, or I'll go be a photographer. I would just go try a thing. I would just try a thing. I'll go do every type of thing, and I will try to get as proficient as possible for what the time limit is. I'm there. I get as into it and as passionate as I can about it, and I just tough it out. I think you got to do that because it's a good way to romanticize your life. 1,000 of them things, all differently interesting. You know what I'm saying? Different phases of life when I look at my clothes and I could just see who I was in those different points in time. And I think that's like, that's what the magic is.
Yeah. Do you think you had a good relationship with your parents and family?
I think I have a pretty solid relationship with my family. Like, like what's your dynamic with your family, Chris? If you don't mind me asking.
Do I have a good relationship with my family?
Uh-huh.
I do. I have like three brothers and three sisters, and I'm the youngest. And my parents are no longer around, but I had a good relationship with my entire family even today. So I'm pretty happy about that. And I think my life has been carved out by the fact of this relationships with brothers and sisters who kind of like, you rub on them and stuff like that. So that worked out.
Yeah, that's what's up. See, so like when I look at my family dynamic, I think like everybody is a different form of me, right? Because you come from the same personalities, you come from the same attitudes, you come from like the same like upbringing, and I think about it as like the directions you take. And I look at all my siblings like I like them all. I love them all. And I love my mama and I love like my family because like even though we don't always get along, like just like family battles and just family
Hmm.
ties in general, I like the fact that I could just see so much of like myself in them and vice versa. Like when I do certain shit in life, I'm like, oh, that was my mama. That was my brother. That was something my sister would do. I'm getting this because that would be like what my sister would do. That's my other brother do. Like I just see all them different traits like that come from them. And I think that's like such a dope thing. We forget about that in life, like that you take so much from your family. Like a lot of this, even having a personality be outgoing like this is because like my mama was like this, but she wasn't like this. You know what I'm saying? She did all these cool things and she tried so much stuff, but she also had things to take care of. So like I get the room and the like
Yeah.
direction to get to do some of this fly shit for my mama too. I'm flexed up for her. I flexed up for my brothers and my sisters and my other sister and my cousins and my nephews and my nieces. It's lit. It's lit. If you do it right, your last name just be a last name, like a Smith or a Johnson.
Yeah.
Turn.
Sans, yeah. So why Manchester? Why England? Why not the States? Is it because you think you have more opportunity there?
Okay, so 100% clarity. I came back to England the first time, or like to go to school. I thought it was gonna be like dumb exotic. I was like, that's fly. I'm gonna be exotic. It's gonna be easy because it's just America with an accent. Like, I thought it was gonna be like easy pickings. Oh boy, with my ass for like the first 5 years of just getting here, getting ingratiated into the culture, really learning what the people were actually about instead of kind of just viewing from the outside. And what happened was Pikachu has a friend. Pikachu's my co-director, Arato. And she has a friend who lives here in the city of Manchester who I took pictures of like years ago in Greece. And
Hmm.
those pictures got me into film school. So this is like a weird full circle thing, right?
Wow.
And I was like, well, I gotta go meet this guy in real life. Let's go to Manchester. So we came to visit Manchester and we just had the time of our lives. We just running around the city. Everybody looked so interesting. Like it was just cool. The vibe was nice. I like the fact that a woman to be beautiful here and punch you in the eye at the same time. I think that's great. And we just saw this sign. The sign said Manchester has more artists per capita than any place in the world. And I was like, yeah, that's what we want to be. That's what we were working with. That's what we were trying to do. And it just felt like it just made too much sense.
That's amazing. Wow. I love how you express yourself there, Sans. Uh, I appreciate that. And I also actually want to ask you, how did you come up with the name No Margins Media? Like, what inspired that?
Kanye West.
Really?
I know you're not supposed to say that in 2024, but it was Kanye West. I
Wow.
was um I was at this film festival this one year in Sheffield. It was like a doc festival. And I was making all these friends and it was so cool. And I was talking to all these companies because like that was the place I realized people were like scared to tell people what they do.
Hmm.
Like they'd be in this room and they would have a project they worked on for like 3 years, and they would be terrified to like tell anybody about the project, even though they're super passionate about it. And they're like, if nobody sees it, I'm gonna die. And I remember just seeing that, right? And I'll be talking to people, and then they're like, "What do you do?" And I'll be like, "Well, I do this and this and this and this and this." And they'd be like, "Well, you have to pick one." Every conversation kept ending with, "You have to pick one. You have to pick one. You have to pick one." And I'm already like, I know I'm a director, cool, but I'm not gonna stop doing all these other things because I'm a director. And, I remember just one day I was just fatigued. I talked to so many people. I got over that little networking thing that we all have to do when you go out places, and I was just sitting in the house, and I was like writing down because I didn't have business cards, so I just made some business cards. I used to just write stuff on them and give them to people, right? So I'm just writing down just names on these cards and stuff, trying to come up with like a name for my company, and I couldn't think of anything. And then I just like randomly saw this clip of Kanye West talking to Sway, and
Mm.
he was telling them that he didn't have the answers. There was like that famous "You don't have the answers" interview or something like that. And he kept talking about like how the companies were trying to marginalize him and tell him he couldn't do stuff. And I was just like, no margins. What? That's lit. That's that's the cool. I was like, no margins. That's got to be the name. So I just like decided no margins was going to be the name because I think it's more than just a media company. It's a concept. It's a wheelhouse. Like we making artisans. We not making regular stuff. We making real art with real people, and this is conceptual stuff. And the name dictates that because there aren't no margins here. There ain't no margins. There's no limits on the type of stuff we do. Like we make clothes, we build sets,
Mm.
we do videos, we do documentaries, we do interviews, we do shorts, we do conceptual pieces, we do branded, we do
Wow.
all this marketing stuff and all this creative stuff in one wheelhouse. But at the same time, it's conceptual, it's different, and it gives each and every person their own direction to follow. Like why wouldn't it be called no margins? You can't break this in, baby. Nah, this ain't no just one thing.
Well, Sand, what kind of clients do you work with at NoMargins Media? Like, for instance, you have this Hartle song called "Mercy on Me," and then you
Oh,
have
Hartley, yeah.
yeah,
So that's the
Hartley.
Piccadilly
Okay,
Kid himself. Shout out to
Hartley.
Hartley. So Hartley is an artist that we're helping develop, and pretty much in essence. So when it comes to artists, a lot of times we like to help build artists because we believe in this like wrestling, like we're real into wrestling over here, right?
Hmm.
And you're either Hulk Hogan or you're the guy Hulk Hogan's leg dropping. Which one do you want to be? You probably want to be Hulk Hogan, right? It's our goal to help these artists develop who they are and finding their own sound. So we're not necessarily going to tell you, okay, put this hat on and be this guy now. Like, no, we're just going to help you go better further down the direction you're already working.
Hmm.
Hartley already has his own direction, his own sound, his own presentation. It's just about showing him how to maximize doing it himself. So in essence, we get an artist can come and work with us. We'll run you around the city, take you to these different rooms, take you to different sets, show you how to build stuff, how to build self-sufficient. Yeah, you're probably paying us for a video or something. We'll do your video as well, get you a nice little video put together. But now you learning these concepts as well to be self-sufficient. It ain't like we like, I always believe that you should give people the keys to the city because if you really got it, you'll get it again. You know what I'm saying? So with these artists that we develop, we try to put them in the rooms to learn how to go and do this stuff more. And if they like our work, they'll come back and fuck with us more. So we typically like to build in on our artists, but then we also work with different creatives. Like we work with painters, we work with installations, we do volunteer work. We just built a costume or designed a costume for a
Mm.
guy for his gamer event, like his avatar character. So we built the shoes, we built the pants, we built the mask, we built
Wow.
the jacket, we built his hoodie, we built him a whole costume. He's been running around like crazy in this outfit, you know what I'm saying? And this is like big stuff because it's putting us in these bigger rooms where this is the mayor of Liverpool seeing this outfit, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And Nike seeing these things and this and that. And it's like this only happens through, helping people at that lowest level and finding them and working them up to where they are. You know what I'm saying? It's working neck and neck with that other artist and that other creative and sharing that information across the board so that you can enter these rooms. You know what I'm saying?
Did
So there's
Hartley reach out to you
development that goes
for
on.
this?
Hartley, yeah, and Hartley found us through some other kids that we work with, who is Alien Vert and Donnie Storm, and these are two kids that we started working with when we first got to the city. Met those kids through another kid that I met while I was talking to my homeboy Alberto, who gave me this hoodie right here. I decided to put it on for a flex to him. They make it fly, flex up Alberto. This kid just walked in, gave me a flyer. I decided to go shoot this event. We ain't know, we were fresh to the city. We went in there, shot this event. That's where we started meeting our first artists. That's where we started developing like our first little sections of people from the city and like seeing where they go. You know what I'm saying? Now they're doing sold out shows. And it was like, because you got to just get out there and just get yourself in these rooms and just find those pockets of people that are worthy. Everybody ain't gonna have money initially. So, you know, you got to be able to be strategic about what you develop in, the budget plans you create for them, the direction that you're trying to send them in, and something that also makes it interesting for you.
Do you scrutinize a lot of your artists? Like, for instance, I know you took Hartley and Tae Hawfa. When Tae Hawfa reached out, or how you found him, were there
Yeah.
sometimes when someone would say, "No, sorry, we can't take you," or "We don't like your name," or is there anybody out there that you would not to undertake because of other reasons, or do you take everyone?
No, I scrutinize everybody. That's the thing. You got to get past this level of asshole first. Like, I'm sorry. The thing about it is, I'm passionate about my craft. So if we're working together, we're in a relationship, and we got to learn each other's love languages. I got to learn to get past your ego. You got to learn to get past mine. We got to build together. So typically, any artist that you see with us, they didn't run the ring of fire. It's unfortunate, but it's very apparent because, you know, I think when you're doing stuff like this, you got to also think about the person to person basis and how y'all get along and how y'all feel about a process. I don't believe in working with somebody that you don't get along with.
Mm.
I don't believe in working with somebody just for the money, because we're doing this for the money. We are all doing this for the money. You got to pay your bills at the end of the day, but at least create, like, you know what I'm saying, a discourse where y'all can understand what y'all relationship is. You know what I'm saying? So like when it comes to the artists, just have a good song. Like, it don't matter the genre. I think I have a theory that any song can be good in multiple genres. So a country song should be able to be a good rap song, should be able to be a good rock song, should be able to
Mm.
be a good pop song if it really has lyrics that resonate. It's the same about music. A cadence is the same way. A flow is the same way. The delivery is the same way. If you can bring these things and have a general direction and know where you're going, it's our jobs to help you like find those empty pockets and fill them for you, and vice versa. You're supposed to take us to the next level too, because now
So,
we got to step it up and do better stuff.
huh? So, how would you take Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody and turn that into a rap?
See, that's the thing about it. That would be a similar song to like a sicko mode. And the reason it's similar to sicko mode is because it has the high paced beat section break at the second half. It's just a break. It's just a break. This is a dance break. And then it's like when you think about things like that, it's like music is all the same shit. It's all the same shit. A symphony is just an album, and a good album is just sequentially put together so it sounds like a symphony. You know what I'm saying? And a good song, a long, swoony song, a 6, 7 minute song is just our versions of a symphony.
And also, the
And
word
it's when
rap is in there. Rhapsody.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So when you think about it, like I went to a theater play one time with a friend, and it was the first time I went to one. I was like, this is just a rap album. I was watching this like this play, and they're doing opera this way and this and that, and everything's just flying. I'm like, this is like a Metro Boomin album. Metro Boomin to put some hi hats right here. He made this part, this and that, and it's like it's
Yeah,
all.
that would be interesting though. Sand, it would be like, is this real life? Is this fantasy?
Yeah, see?
You know, and it'd be like,
Like,
Mama, boo, boo, I killed a man. You know,
so you seeing it now.
I don't know how you would do it, but you got to do it in a way that sounds good. But when you're talking about getting along with your with the people that contact you. What about the people contact you getting along with themselves? Like what if Hartley and Donnie Storm from Alienvert don't get along? Like, do they all meet each other in a room sometimes, or are they separate? Are they different places? Like you got a lot of contacts back in the States and Greece, but do you ever congregate in one little room and talk to them, and or is it just over like virtual?
Oh, no, this is the plus part about it. I think the thing that makes it kind of cool too about like when you curate something like this is that everybody that we work with get along. They understand the mission, they understand the message, they understand where we're trying to take this. You know what I'm saying? Because you see the groups, you see like the rat packs and the frat packs and the, you know what I'm saying, the different groups of like artists who put themselves together with these artists and work their way up. So it's like typically anybody that we're working with is on the same page. Like I had my homeboy Matt, right? I grew up with my man's Matt, so good, the producer, right? And we grew up together. I still have his first beats in my phone from when he first started making beats, right? He
Really?
goes on life, he keeps making beats, living his life, just his regular day-to-day life and making beats. He ends up winning a Grammy, right? So he has money now, kind of turned up, right? He
Wow.
came to visit me. He came to visit me for like 2 days. He only had 2 days with him to hang out like a month, 2 months ago. And so he came out here. I called up a bunch of my little artists, had them all go to the studio just to meet him, kick vibes, hear some of his beats. They made like 3 songs that night. They
Mm.
made like 3 songs. The other day, Matt sends me a message. He's got Phoenix Jones. Phoenix Jones is a kid from the city that I've been working with who just sold it to the studio that day. They've been making songs just across the board, just still connecting, making music and stuff like that. And I think that's like the dope thing about it because it's like that's what we want. Is like I want to curate these rooms where people can get along and work with these different creators. We do an event one time and we had 150 people show up and everybody there was like rappers and painters and designers and video game developers and you
Mm.
know what I'm saying 3D printer guys and just all these different like, types of
Nice.
people in this one room getting along, just vibing, playing Tony Hawk on the wall, listening to music over here, hanging out, smoking cigarettes, talking about shit over there. Just and I remember just people coming up to me afterwards like, this is like the first time I've been in a room like this. And it's like, yeah, because we taught that we're not supposed to be in these rooms together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Without it being like a I'm the coolest one. Yeah, nobody's cool. Nobody's cool. We're just all passionate. We're just all passionate. You're just all geeked up. We just all this is our favorite toy.
Wow. How would
So
you put together what's your song process? Like how would you start off with a melody, with the lyrics? How would the inspiration from the song "The Rebirth of an Ego" by Alienvert, was that something that he wrote and said, "This is what I have of a song called "The Rebirth of an Ego," or are you like, "Hey, Alienvert, I got a great song for you. Let's call it"? How did you go about getting that one put together?
so no, so Rebirth from the Ego is Alien Vert song directed by Coomer, Big Pikachu Arato, my co-director. She directed that video. So he was one of the artists that reached out to us
Mm-hmm.
and he like in essence gave us a couple of tracks that he was interested in potentially getting a video done for. So I gave I think it was him and Donnie. So it was him and Donnie that both wanted to get tracks done. I decided to do the video for Donnie. I was directing that one, and Pikachu was directing Rebirth of the Ego for Alien. So we typically have artists send us over a couple songs because the song you pick might not be the song that's it when it comes to like the one that you want to put out.
Mm-hmm.
So we help in that type of curation. We don't develop their songs and tell them how to sound on the songs necessarily, but we'll just go through them and then tell you which ones work better for how you're trying to perceive yourself, right? And that was just the one that stood out to her was the I said, kill me, I need it. I need the pain again. I need my soul around me. Yeah, that right there is just like an interesting entry point, and I see where she was trying to take it. Shout out to Pikachu. We're like,
Well, that's pretty cool. Most of these artists,
praise, middle of the podcast. You got to get some
yeah,
rain for.
I hear about many artists saying they get inspiration by life experiences. Would you consider that something that is a life experience? For instance, every artist you work with, like Mia Moon, for instance. Do
Hmm.
many of these artists get their inspiration for their songs from life experiences? Do they always tell you, I wrote this song, I wish I didn't like you because of an experience with da 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 da?
So most people typically will tell you where they come from, I guess, on certain songs. Sometimes they won't. Sometimes you just got to go with it and you got to understand the vibe they're trying to create. But, but, but the honest truth behind that is that while I don't think you always have to be telling the full truth in your songs, you should kind of lean into your emotions, I guess, or tell honest emotions when you curate some of this stuff, because like I can't tell a dude whose whole premise is jewelry and money and clothes and hoes that that's not him. It's not my place to tell him that that's not him because I don't understand because it's not the character that I'm trying to build for you. Don't mean it's the character that you not actually or the life that you not actually living.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't hang out with these people on a day to day basis. It's not my place to, and it ain't my job to. You know what I'm saying? So like when it comes to a song like that, like I'm pretty sure her diatribe was that she created that from actual emotions and raw feelings. Alien likes to typically create from a lot of his emotions and feelings. We have another artist named Luey Northern, and a lot of his music is solely based off of like just points in his life or just different emotions that he's delved deeper into. And I think that's
Mm.
what you need to do when it comes to creating this stuff because you selling people an emotion, a feeling, like you know what I'm saying. And it ain't always got to be joy, it ain't always got to be pain, but it's got to be something that they can feel. They have to objectively feel something. It's better they feel something than they feel nothing. If people just look at your thing and go, like, oh, then it means nothing. But if you can sell that emotion, that's what you're getting them with. You know what I'm saying? So that's the bigger story arc.
Wow. Um, let's get the part where how you met Erato Kalini when you were on course. Like, how did you meet her? How did this whole relationship come to be?
So I met her during the course. She was just kind of around. I was kind of around. We kind of background characters to each other's lives. And I think we ended up like just meeting during COVID or something like that, right? And I asked her to just come help me on this video one day. Just randomly come help me on this video. And she came to help me on this. I think I was doing either interviews or a music video. She came and helped me on like one of those one day. And then we just started working together ever since. I don't like remember ever not working with her ever since. I was like kind of lone wolfing it for a long time because as every creator is, you think you're supposed to do this all by yourself and that you got to like just do this whole like, I'm like, I'm so great that I did it all by myself. And it's like, no, that's fucking dumb. It's so dumb and so tiring. But
Mm.
so she just started helping me on everything that I was working on, and I would help her on the projects that she was working on. And I just remember one day we were just talking, and then she was just like, "So do I work at No Margins?" I was like, "Yeah, I guess you do." And then over time, she's kind of just become my like co-partner in this whole thing.
Wow. And how's the actual friendship going now? You like working with her? Or was that a
Yeah,
one-time thing?
no, we still work together. She's one of my best friends. I think I trust her more than I trust myself. I have so much devout faith in Pikachu. I call her Pikachu. But I have so much devout faith in Pikachu because, like, even with the whole concept of creating something like this, like, it's in essence asking somebody to help you build a world. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't got no bricks to put together. Like, so, I genuinely appreciate her because, this is something that just like was a concept and you helped me make this a real thing. So it's like,
Yeah.
you gotta have love for somebody that's helped you do something like that. This is anything like this that could be created is hard to do. So somebody else seeing that vision with you is like, that's all you need.
Are there like when you're doing the film and TV production, or you're actually filming a video, um, do you get creative feedback from the artist, or do you say, I think it's better if you do it this way and that way? How does that work? How do you maintain that working relationship?
Everybody gets feedback. If you in that room for the day, you got feedback. If you if you just came to take bring some coffee, you got feedback. Everybody gets feedback. I was working on this set one time, right? And I was like, what was I doing? Locations marshal. So in essence, I'm just taking out trash bags, walking around taking out trash bags the whole day, right? And I remember just walking on the set one time, and they were doing this scene, and the scene was so bad that it took 3 hours. The producers had to set down the set and just like talk to the director type thing, right?
Wow.
And I remember just being on the set the whole time and was just looking at them like, so nobody gonna say nothing. Like nobody's gonna say like the acting was bad, the lighting was bad. Nobody said anything. Nobody said anything. And I just thought it was such a crazy thing to work in a place where like nobody felt the need to say nothing. Y'all just all sitting here in silence for 3 hours while this goes over and over and over and over and over and is bad. Like, nah. If I got a set, everybody got some say. We just
Mm.
did a shoot with the artist like a week ago, and I was the creative director for this shoot. And we set it up. It's beautiful. Everything's good, but the vibes just wasn't right in the room. Like I could just tell it was like
Mm.
stiff because everybody was so like locked into the thing that they did and making sure that it like flowed, that they got locked in and it stopped being art and started being work. And I just had to yell at them like, yo, bro, we gotta wiggle this out. Everybody get up, make the whole room wiggle, just get loose. Just,
Yeah.
just shake out them vibes because we was getting so stuck in it that like nobody was saying anything. And then at that point, I'm like, yo, I want everybody in here, anybody who in here, if you see some shit wrong, you better say something. Like say it instantly. Don't waste my time. Don't waste their time. Don't waste none of our time. If the
Mhm.
artist is stiff, he just like this, little legs up like this, and he's scared, and he look like it on camera, say it, camera guy. Don't sit here and like let me record this shit and then it look like trash. Like if you see the light look, anybody say something. I like that type of thing because the thing is that you should trust these people who are in this room with you to treat this like it's theirs as well. Not take control of it, but but them have just as much respect and like interest in it and enjoyment in it as you. So that when they see the lighting look good, they can be like, I told them that 2-in-1 do it every time. Or when they see that outfit look right, they be like, yeah, I did a double crescent pin right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want them to have that same pride about the process. And then I want the artists to feel that same way too, because when they see that you care enough to make them take that step out their comfort zone or to, try a little more, then they appreciate it. If I tell an artist, right, if I say I need you to wiggle around on the ground like a worm, I'm gonna get down on that goddamn ground, get as oily as I can, baby, and wiggle. Like, like I won't make anybody do a thing that I wouldn't do myself. So this is how you should understand I'm respecting you and your craft, because I will do it too, just to show you that this is where I think your thing could go if this one thing was added. You know what I'm saying? And they respect
Mhm.
that type of feedback because, they came from a certain direction here. I'm coming from another direction. We got to meet at that intersection and see what makes it work.
Yeah. Is there a chance where you just wanted to give it up?
Give it up.
Yeah, just give up. Like, you've had so much crap happen and the vibe isn't right and it's always happening to the point, forget it. Forget it. And then walk away? Or do you always keep that mindset where you just discipline yourself? I'm going to do this. I'm going to get through this. We're going to make a good product here.
You got to. You always gotta just tough it out because like, it's I think about it as like 1,000 paintings, right? When you think about Van Gogh, Starry Night ain't his first painting. It's not his best painting. It's the painting we like the most. Your work is the same way. So if you sit here and you get like in that point where like the analysis paralysis takes you and you feel like it's not worth it, then that means that it's time for you to create more stuff. It's time for you to do more things. You will learn in retrospect a lot about this project by doing your next thing. So I don't ever try to stay someplace too long because I feel like, it's all a journey. None of this stuff is gonna be your
Mhm.
final piece. The first time I ever felt like that, like what you were just saying, was I did a rain dance film festival, like little contest with my friends, and we did it in film school. And we did such a great job in our heads. We were like, "This is so great, this and that." And I'm excited, and I'm like, "I can't wait to put this on YouTube. It's gonna get like 2,000 views, this and that, yada yada." That
Mhm.
thing got 30 views. 30 views. I was devastated. I
Mm.
was devastated. I'm like,
Yeah.
they truly don't understand my vision. I'm just
Yep.
too obscure, too grandiose. Nah, baby, you just ain't did enough yet. What are you talking about? So I had to learn that you just got to keep making shit. I don't even know where that video is no more. It's probably at the way bottom of my page
Mhm.
because I do so much different stuff. Like, if you keep making stuff, you keep honing your craft, you keep like, working towards that better piece and knowing that none of these is gonna be your magnum opus to your magnum opus, then you can't have that stress. It's a hero's journey, really.
I agree with you. I
Yeah.
agree
Do
with
you
you,
want to?
Sans.
It's a thing I think about a lot too, Chris. Because like when you think about artists, sometimes right, you'll see like a musician just come out of nowhere, right, and they'll get this song and it'll be big and it'll be like the number one song in the world, and everybody loves the song and knows the song, and then what's next? They don't be having shit next. They don't have nothing next because that was their moment and that was the thing they focused on. And that was probably where all their energy went. And I'm not saying that they can't do it again, and most people don't recreate it again, but it is very hard to recreate again. Whereas in if you constantly create a flow state where you sharpening your blade and you getting better and you getting better and you getting better, then when you hit that point, you go on a run. You already have more stuff for people to look at. You already got more stuff that's on the way. Like I don't like one project plaguing me down so much that I don't
Mm.
have the option to create more stuff. When I was seeing those people at the little film festival and stuff, and I was telling you, they were working on these projects, and they're like, "Yeah, it was 3 years of my life, and this and that, and yada yada."
Mhm.
And I spent my house on this. Why you didn't make nothing else?
That's
Why
true.
you ain't make nothing else? Why you when it was bumming you out? You should have went on to your second script. Start working on that one. Anytime like,
I know.
when they got to that
Yeah.
standpoint and the money was froze, the assets was froze. Oh boy, start working on the cheaper script. Start doing another script for when that script hits. Start like just start diversifying your funds. They don't diversify their funds, baby, and that's why they be messed up. They be putting themselves in the margins. I'm no margins.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I talked to some people who don't even aren't even in films and movies or songs, and they said, "Yeah, I released a song 10 years ago, or I was in my first film, but I didn't do anything after that." So it's always just this one here, one there. So you got to keep it up, you know.
Yeah, so like I got a question for you. Like, how did you get into the whole podcast spirit and the continual flow of doing podcasts? Because it's not an easy thing.
Now, who's the one asking the questions here? But I will
Hey,
answer you.
I like a
So
little informed conversations, man.
yeah, that's right. So during the pandemic, this was during 2020 and 2021. In the middle of 2021, it was like I was taking a effective communications course at work, and I'm like, how are we going to have effective communication with someone? You're going to have to be 6 feet away, social distancing, all that. And so I said, and my instructor, his name was, he told you how to have a discussion, how to keep the person engaged. So the effective communications course helped me talk to people. I'm like, well, how am I going to do this? You're talking to someone online. Wait a minute, podcasting. Hey! And then so I ended up starting a podcast, and I have a friend who was a musician, and I asked her to be my guinea pig, and she agreed. And then I said, what if I just message out of the blue one of these most famous singers, famous figures? And I did. So the soprano on Britain's Got Talent, I messaged her and she instantly contacted me. And within a week, she was on my podcast. And I'm like, there's something into this. So I started, yeah, in October 11th, 2021. It's been 3 years now. So I enjoy every minute of it.
There you go. What makes you so passionate about the podcasting world? 350 episodes is a lot.
Well, besides picking up girls, just kidding. Um, besides being able to talk. I may have to delete that. Having to talk to people and take that out. So that's how I started on stage podcast, and it's going strong, and I love it. And I hope this episode 500. And my main thing is to have the musician Sting on one day. I don't
Oh,
intend to
you
have
definitely got
don't intend to have Kanye West, but I've had several rappers and R&B artists, and so I hope to get some of the bigger musicians, you know, and that'll, as soon as people watch my episodes and watch my shows, people reach out and say, I want to be on that, just like you
told
reached
you
out, I
vibe.
want to be on that.
It's a great time over here, man. Appreciate
That's right.
it.
So I learned so much from other artists, and I'm able to um, react to them. And if someone that I have on my podcast has a question, oh yeah, I had such and such artist on my podcast about a month ago, and he said you should do this, or she said you should do that. So yeah, okay, I'll try that. So it helps them as well. So I kind of like spread the love. And I learn a lot how to talk to people and how to approach them, and I don't treat people like it's a podcast, but when I have a conversation, it flows. I feel confident that okay, there's something in this, so I can talk to you like I'm talking to you and having a coffee in a coffee shop instead of saying, "So, hi, what do you do, Nigel? Do you like it? Do you have friends? Do you this and then that's it. I like to get more engaged in it, like you know. So you like my next question? What is the most valuable thing you took away from the course at ARU?
um, the most valuable thing that I took away from the course at ARU, it would probably have to be the importance of networking. The importance of looking across the board and seeing these other kids as other people who also want to do this big thing that you want to do, and learning how to lean into that. I probably spent a good chunk of my course honestly trying to like be a lone wolf. I think it was because like a lot of my brain was like, well, we aren't trying to do the same thing. So like how are we supposed to work together? Nah, this is supposed to be the way that you do work together. Like one day, one of my homeboys was like, he's like, you make great stuff, but I never see you work with anybody. And then I remember just saying to myself, well, now I'm gonna work with everybody. So just to prove that point. And I always just think that I think that like, just the importance was like realizing that these are the people in the room that keep you passionate, that'll keep you going, that'll keep you motivated, that'll make you want to focus in on your craft, that'll make you go to that next level what it is that you're trying to do. Whether it be like in film school or whether it be in business school, whether it be in like finance, like these are the people who are trying to do the same thing as you. And it's very important that y'all keep each other motivated and on that goal because film school is one of those things where like some kid might be going here just because he has friends in the industry or family in the industry that are going to take him anyways, and it's just a caveat. Where there's another kid who's very passionate about this stuff, this is the only thing they've ever wanted to do, but they go to film school and they go back to their regular life after this, and it's like they don't know the ways in, they don't have those doors to walk to, they don't have those opportunities, you know what I'm saying? um, it's good for these people, different types of people, to be in the rooms. It's good for the different people to get you motivated and help you stay in this course because like when you leave a course like this, a lot of kids don't stay in the film industry. They just go and find a regular job because how do you get on a set? You don't know. You never really know. It happens one day. You get lucky, and then if you keep playing the right cards, you keep networking with the right people, you'll get on more stuff. But like most people don't even know that thing. They feel like it's a regular job where you just send off a resume and then you go out into the world and they just hire you. It's not as simple as that. It's not as simple as just graduated from school and started your own company either. It's not as simple as just thinking that every weekend you're gonna just shoot a movie and one of the big exec record labels or companies or film companies are just gonna see it and like saying pick your stuff up. It's not that simple.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hearing how other people are approaching it and seeing what works for you.
Yeah, that's true. Uh, Now you work with a lot of Greek artists, but how about do you have any like? Canadian artists or Polish or Ukrainian? Like what would be the difference? Do you find any difference in music from a Greek artist to an American artist? Do you find them the
I,
same?
I think it's all has the same knock. I got that same belief I told you about a little earlier, that if it sounds good in any culture or it sounds good in one genre, it should sound good in any other genre. So we kind of try to treat all of our artists in that same ilk, which is why like we get a lot of folk artists, we get a lot of rappers, you know what I'm saying? We get a lot of rock
Mhm.
kids, we get bands, we get country singers, we get poets, we get trap rappers, we get so much different sound, we get
Spoken word
instrumentalists,
artists?
we get spoken word artists, yeah, Quartz Wrights, Lowell the poet. We get great, just varying artists because we can see across that line on like where it's supposed to be and what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I think that like that kind of just is what gives us like a an advantage to other people, but it's also very artisanal. You know, I was watching a lot of Business Insider last week, but it's very like artisan and just how we pick these people and how we curate these people. The people that we work with, they understand what our world is as well, and they can mold into it, so it makes sense here. It doesn't feel uncomfortable. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel staged. It doesn't feel like a cash grab. It's a relationship, a symbiotic relationship on both sides. So whatever your genre is, we can find a plot. Are you cool? You got chicken wings you can bring to the cookout for everybody? Do you understand what we're trying to do over here? Can we understand what you're trying to do? Yeah.
Yeah. You should check out my episode of Wordsmith. He's a spoken word artist and he has a song called The Promise. It's really good. He mixes rap and spoken word. Really good.
I'm writing that down.
Wordsmith, yeah.
The wordsmith. I got you. I'm definitely peeping that one.
Yeah. Now, I know when you started No Margins Media, it came from a desire to create a platform that truly supports and showcases artists, creatives in a unique light. Now, I know you have a diverse background in visual arts, film, and television, and you saw an opportunity to merge your passions and skills that we already talked about. I'd like to ask about your experiences in public affairs, photography, journalism, sound recording, social media administration. Did you get that out from your time of working at okay, wait a minute. Did you get that working with ARU or did you get that working with in the military or did it just come to you through your taking
Oh,
course at
okay.
Cambridge or something like that?
That was a wordy question.
Okay, let me ask you. Let me okay,
Don't even run it back. I'm just gonna flow. Fuck it, man.
okay. Your experiences in I guess in No Margin Media to create a video um, you would need public affairs, which means you'd have to talk to people. Photography, it all goes in, yeah, so sound recording. You do all that yourself. Social media, journalism.
Yeah. So all of those things take from different places and different things. Like, the sound recording, I was working with a guy named Mark, that did sound, Mark Found on Sound, as they called him. Um, and he used to put me through the ringer. It was like one of my first like I would say life tutors in just like the film industry because this guy did not fuck around. But I am innately silly. So I had to learn how to balance this personality with also being proficient and being good at sound. And me and Mark did some sets together, which I thought was just a great thing. But I only met Mark on my first set, like I was doing trash on the first set, because I was just running around the set and I would talk to all the little sections, just find out what they do and just get that information. But I got that from being a journalist with the
Mhm.
military. So I would just go and just do like little interviews with each section to find out what they do and just get like a little information. And when I was doing that, I was telling everybody about this project that I was working on. So I would go around and do that. Then I would do it a couple times and then I would just go and just like, show them my project. And then I showed Mark a project that I was working on and he just watching it. He was like, who did this? Me. Who shot this? Me. Who made those outfits? Me. Who did the sound? Me. And he was like, and then he just was like, okay, cool. And then maybe a couple weeks later, he just walked past me one day. He was like, "What are you doing after this? I'm taking you and me on this set. It's good money." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And he just like took me on. He was such a blunt, just straightforward guy, and it was just so funny because like he taught me everything I needed to know about sound. Like he was a great guy. He taught me everything about sound. And just like these journalistic instincts came from the military, public affairs is also the military, the social media, funny enough, the military. Because we would like run the social media pages for whatever base we were at
Mm.
when you do public affairs. And a lot of that was like learning how to interact online. So you got to learn how to just let shit roll off your shoulders. You got to learn how to talk to people right, even when you don't want to. You got to learn how to have that like conversation that can cut through without just like wasting people's time. And with social media, I'm not necessarily a fan of it, but I understand it is a tool. It's a resume that helps people understand what you have going on and what you're trying to curate, which is all a part of this whole marketing thing we talk about when it comes to being an artist. And one thing about me is I'm gonna have fun with it. I'm not gonna sit here and make this hard. I'm not gonna make it a stressful thing. I see all my friends get fatigued and burned out. I see these artists die and overwhelm themselves trying to do trends and challenges and all this other bullshit. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna be a real person doing real things, living a real life, living an honest company with some honest people making honest art. And we're gonna mind our business. And the people that find it, find it. The people that don't, they won't. It's not for you. It's fine. It's its own ecosystem. It's its own world. And I feel like when you see your stuff in that regard, you hold more ilk on what it can be. Because once, like even with the military example, for example, right? Once you start catering to a false persona of what your base is and your mission is and this and that, you can garner more people, but now you get more people who aren't for you. And that's not what you want to deal with. So now you got people who complain about everything and you got to deal with them while also still tendering to the people who actually genuinely like your stuff. And like that's not what you came here for. You
Mm.
came here to give the world a thing, and while you're not always gonna have people agree with it, like you didn't come here to be ostracized by the world because you have a big platform. So I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for the artists who find me to find me, the people that find me to find me, the best directors in the world and got 10 million views or 10 million
Mhm.
like 10 million followers on Instagram, but they get picked up by Nike, they get picked up by Adidas, they get picked up by these big brands, they get picked up for these movies.
Mm.
And it's like that's what you're supposed to be worried about. I'm focused on that. The
Exactly.
internet is a resume, people. Use it to get inspired and have a good time, but don't let it become your personality and don't let it take away from you. No.
And how would you
Not
deal with your mental health when you have all these going around? Like, you have the industry, you have everything.
bro, sometimes I just sit alone and mind my business. Like today, I'm gonna go make music after this. This is like my most chill day because I've been running around for like 3 weeks. I'm gonna go hang out and make music. Is it for anybody? No, it's for me. I might watch some stupid TV later. I might paint something later. I might just go outside and go on a walk. But you gotta just take time away for yourself and just to be with your own thoughts, in
Mhm,
life. It's very hard to get that. And I think, as an adult, you taught to be busy so much that you forget what it's like to be alone and how to appreciate your own alone time.
mhm.
I've been busy so much sometimes that like when I get alone, I get frantic and anxiety ridden, like I'm not doing anything or I'm not accomplishing
Yeah,
anything in my life. It's like, no, it's not that. You're just not used to being alone. You're not used to just, you know, taking it as it is sometimes.
wow. Is there any particularly well-known artists you like to collaborate with?
Um uh to be honest with you, because I don't know. I stopped like looking um because I felt like I was spending so much time like looking at like other people that I wasn't working on myself. And this isn't like a ego thing or anything, but I genuinely feel like you shouldn't watch people too much.
Mhm,
Um so I stopped like going on all the little sites I go on and look at my favorite rappers and my favorite musicians and my this and that. And I've been having a toy, Chris. I've been having the time of my life. You know what? People outside are really fucking interesting. It's so cool. Like I be forgetting that everybody else in life is like actually way more fun.
mm.
Um, than these celebrities and stuff when you don't pay attention to these celebrities. And I think celebrity is stupid. Uh, so I kind of just don't look in that. But I think when it comes to the creative aspect, we into wrestling right now. We super into wrestling over here at No Margins, and I'm gonna say Seth Rollins. We're super into this guy. I'll tell you why, Chris. You ain't even gotta ask. I got a 15-minute rant about his pants being the greatest pants. The presentation, the artistry, the craftsmanship, the work. When you can just I think when you try to live your life as an artist, you can appreciate art in other forms. And we just really like his presentation. We like the way he's put together. We like his character. We like the way that this guy delves into what he's trying to curate with the character that is Seth Rollins. I want to work with him more than I want to work with any of these rappers. Like, I like Kanye West, but do I ever want to work with Kanye West? I'm not gonna say no because that's blocking a blessing.
Mhm.
But if I never had to meet him, I wouldn't be upset. I don't have a inkling to meet anybody. I just want to meet people who can make cooler stuff, and we can make them look cooler. Like places where we can take each other to that next level. So I'm just waiting on the next them. Whoever that is in my life, I'm looking for you.
Okay. Okay, let's give you a scenario. So you're at a party somewhere in Manchester, you're in Brighton, wherever you go, and you notice, is that Usher? Yeah, that's Usher Raymond. Nope, really? How? If you want, you have now a chance to meet Usher.
Mhm.
You would love to collaborate with him. How would you approach him?
I'm gonna talk to Usher like a regular person. You got to talk to Usher like the same way I'm having a conversation with you. I'm gonna talk to Usher like. I don't think that you should change and up that whole little thing to them being famous because I'm not talking to him because I want to collaborate him because I'm a big fan of him. I'm talking to him because I'm a fan of his work, and I would want him to be a fan of my work as well. So I would want to keep that ground just as even. I should the same way I'm excited to talk to Usher. I should only be excited to talk to Usher because I'm excited to also show Usher something that I think me and Usher could do together. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the thing I realized early was like me and my homeboy, we used to sneak into these not film festivals, but like these music festivals. We used to sneak in and like I'll be shooting photos and stuff. And we meet all these rappers and all these artists and this and that.
Mm,
And it was cool because like we on the same playing field with y'all now, we in this room. But how do I talk to you about anything if I'm really trying to work with you and I ain't got nothing to show you?
mm-hmm,
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm just wasting your time. Now I'm just in your face as an extra fan, and this whole conversation gets blanked. I don't want to have one of those moments in my life where I think this is a candid moment, and then for you it's just a Thursday. You talked to 18 people that day, like you know what I'm saying. So I would have to have something I'm also presenting to Usher to make it a standout moment for Usher. You know what I'm saying? Me showing Usher something better be like that moment where he realized me and him was gonna get money together, and we was gonna make some of the best work ever. Yeah, too. He's gonna make the new video, something like nah, like I wouldn't just run down to Usher and be like, yeah, Usher, I think we should do stuff together and this and that. Like, if I can't slide a sticker in Usher's hand and he put it on his phone and want to look at my videos after we leave, then it ain't a good conversation.
yeah, but you would
I
have to.
wouldn't.
Yeah, you would have to have some sort of connection with him. And then if you said, "So what do?" You say, "Oh, I'm glad you asked." And then that would be the time for you. You don't just say, "Hey, Usher, Usher, hey, I'm no median. You know, I mean,
Yeah, 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 yeah. But
like,
that's why I'm Sensei Sand like the beach. I ain't hard to reach. I like to talk,
yeah,
but I don't preach. It all roll off the tongue. I'm here with Usher having this conversation
exactly.
because Usher already can see the vibes of biggity, 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 vibey. So like I would like I don't know, right? I just don't put myself in the mindset to really deep those parts because I think that like that's the thing that gives you stage fright. And it's all about jumping off the porch with this. It's all about putting
Hmm.
yourself out there. So you know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna talk to Usher, I'm gonna talk to Usher because I got something for Usher. But I don't see the point of just bothering Usher for the sake of bothering Usher. You know what I'm saying? And like there's always a je ne sais quoi about this. Like you ain't gotta just talk to Usher. There's a manager right here that you gotta talk to first. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole room of people that you gotta make know who you are before Usher even talks to you.
Hmm.
So it's more important to talk to these people because these people are actually the opportunity. It's not Usher. You're talking to Usher. You don't control the money that Usher's gonna put into the project. You don't control if Usher gets on this feature or not. Unfortunately, you don't control if it works for his image or not. You got his whole PR team here. You got all these other people that you got to talk to and make yourself cordial with and understand and be a presence to as well. So it's like I'm never just gonna look at Usher and be like, oh, this is my thing and this and that, unless I got something for him. But I already have to curate a vibe. So it's all about curating a vibe first. You know what I'm saying? Like people go in these rooms and they shark where they like look at a person. It's just the same way as like I would treat like maybe going to the club and seeing a girl you think is real pretty. Some
Yeah.
people will just shark and just like spend the whole night looking at her trying to get the moment with her. And some people will just enjoy the club and then she'll invite herself to you. And that's the thing I try to see about it is like I would want to enjoy the room and the other things I can do with this room as opposed to talk to whoever the famous person was. Because if the famous person is somewhat supposed to be on the same wave as me, we'll meet at some point. Because
Yeah.
the vibe I'm going with is interactive enough that you would want to interact. Sometimes you just want to meet Usher.
Yeah.
If you like, you know what I'm saying? If you want to meet Usher, then just meet Usher. Like, if you got something, if you're trying to work with Usher, go in there trying to work with Usher. If you're just trying to meet Usher, just meet Usher, bro. Like, it's okay to just, sometimes it's cool for just the experience of just meeting the person. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't work with every artist that ever comes across my door. Some of them I've been dumb excited for. Some of them, like, you know what I'm saying? I haven't been, and we just never worked together. But it's just like, sometimes it's just an experience. Sometimes it's cool to just have that experience and be like, you know, understanding that even having that proximity. So I just kind of keep it to myself. I think that it's for me, it's more important about creating my own world because I'm curating something where the people here believe in our system and what we got going on, and it gives them the ability to be free enough that if they want those opportunities with their bands and stuff, or the people that they genuinely look up to, then they have the courage, the confidence, and the content to talk to these people. You know what I'm saying? I wish I wish there was somebody that I could just be super into, like that, to be interested in wanting to do that stuff with right now. But like I'm trying to, yeah, I'm trying to make that. I want to make some Ushers. I want to make some Seth Rollins. I want to make some Hulk Hogan's. I want to make some, you know what I'm saying? I want to make some Josh Groban's. I want to make those people where like other people want those opportunities to meet them. And I want them to be nice enough that they can work with those people and make those opportunities, or they can talk to those people and have those conversations. Like I think it's we created such a barrier between a lot of this stuff, between celebrity, between artists, between regular people, between creators. Everything has these weird barriers. It's all the same shit. We're all people. We're just all regular people. We're all Usher's regular as hell too. If Usher got dirty shoes, I'm roasting Usher dirty shoes. I don't care. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care if it was Usher. I wouldn't care if it was Kanye. I wouldn't care who it was. Like
But
if Usher slip and fall on the ground in front of me, I'm laughing at bro. I'm not gonna see it like I'm like some people gonna pick him up. I might have my hand out for him, but I'm gonna laugh first. I gotta get the loudest chuckle because it's Usher. And if he ain't do it smooth, I'm especially laughing. So we need to bring this content back of people just being, you know, treat everybody like you want to be treated.
yeah, I had a
I wouldn't
stupid.
want to be
Uh,
bothered like that. So I wouldn't, if I wouldn't want somebody bothering me like that, I wouldn't bother Usher like that.
yeah, when I told people my job, people I like to collaborate, and they said, "Well, what if Snoop Dogg called you and wanted to do a duet with you? Would you?" But he says the only stipulation is that we have to smoke dope while we're doing. I would say no. Just to work with Snoop Dogg. Hey Chris, I will be on your podcast, be a guest on your podcast, but can I smoke dope while I'm answering your questions? No.
See, you gotta be a man of principles sometimes. Unfortunately, everybody got different principles. Yeah,
And
yeah.
principles, yeah. Okay, San. So then, would you use AI in any of your projects?
So no, for the time being, no.
Hmm.
I see what the potential is in AI. I see the future in AI. I'm kicking and screaming just like the next man. But for now, I'm trying to do as much as I can for myself by myself. I don't like the concept of like taking away from the ability to learn this stuff and create this stuff ourselves. Um, there's a lot of errors and a lot of flaws in AI, and I like the natural raw errors of just fucking it up myself. But Yeah, at the moment, I'm not too into AI, but I do see the potential use in the future and stuff. I'm just kind of not. I'm kicking and screaming into it, just like the rest of us. Kicking and screaming into it, like the rest of us. Uh, It's got to impress me. It ain't impressed me.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. You're right. You are a guest that's worth chasing down. I really appreciated this interview. This is awesome. Before we end the stream, what advice would you give to aspiring filmmakers, visual artists, singers, songwriters, rappers?
The advice I would give to anybody trying to do anything, just not even just like anything, is don't listen to me. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just a man trying to figure it out, just like the rest of y'all. Go, learn, journey, explore, be open minded, talk to people outside, everybody, and learn about the world around you. And you'll learn a lot about yourself in proximity. It is not that hard. It's not the internet. The internet's not real. Go and be grounded with the world and see what it's about. And that's how you'll figure out what you're supposed to get from it, whatever direction you're going in, whatever thing you're looking for. That's how you start leading in that direction. Yeah, that's all I got. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Everyone will link everything with we'll link everything with Sands down below. Check out the song Mercy on Me by Hartley and also the great song Tae Hawfa called No Dap.
And
And you can
Phallic
check
Symbols by Luey Northern.
Yep, and you can check out Donnie Storm, ex Alien Vert. Why don't you trip? What even in? I don't know what experience he went through to write
Check
that,
out
but anyway,
Side Ghost.
he was probably smoking dope with Snoop Dogg, for all I know. I don't know. But if
Check
you
out
want to
all the artists. Check them all
if you
out.
want to,
Check out Onesie State. Check out Mia Moon, Solana Valerie,
if you want to
Ash the
contact
Rapper,
you want to contact Mr. Sandridge, or you want to contact,
Widow,
as we call him, Sands, you can reach him on Instagram, LinkedIn, Backstage
She
Crew
Bad.
Manchester. You can reach him on Luey Northern. You can reach him on NoMargins Media, which is important.
Don't bother me unless you're trying to create for real, everyone. I only want to work with people who are just as passionate about this stuff as I am. You ain't got to be the same skill set. We ain't got to be the same level. You could be better than me. I could be better than you. It don't work. I mean, it'll work as long as you are passionate about what you're trying to do as well. Like, be passionate. Don't bother me. Don't talk to me if you're not trying to do something fly for real. We getting fly together and we turning each other up. Anybody that I'm doing stuff with, or we ain't doing it together at all.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Sands. And check out
Yeah.
Wordsmith, and there's a few others I want you to check out down below as well. There's several other rappers down there, or R&B
Link
artists.
any other one that you think is relevant or prevalent to this one in the description so more people can check out some more episodes of
I
this one.
will. Thank you so much. Okay, everyone, I'm going to end this stream.